I'm Lauren with Packhacker, and in this video we're taking a detailed look at the Rolling Square Edge Pro Full Kit, which I've been testing for the last month. Let's dive in. So this Pro Kit comes with a few different options, which we'll just talk about as we get to them. But starting off with the core, this is primarily what the Edge Pro is. I would say like the largest functionality, you need this core regardless of whatever accessory you're going to be using, whether it's any of these or your phone or tablet or whatever. So essentially this is a little piece of this is CNC machined aluminum and N32 magnets, that's just a blanket statement across the board. It's aluminum magnets, very, very sturdy magnets. And what this is this kind of opens this way and it attaches to this little mount on your laptop. You can put this anywhere on your laptop or whatever device, and then this sticks on there. It does have a little notch there that you line up with this little tabby, and that's so that you can kind of, pull it out a little bit more if you want to. This tab also rotates, which means that if you don't put this on perfectly straight, you can still kind of adjust the angle of the actual mount itself, which I liked because sometimes I would put it on and I would be like, oh, it's not, like if it's not stick straight up and down, that would personally bother me. It's a lot of pressure to put things on when you're mounting it fully, because it is an adhesive. If you want to remove it, it comes with this wire and you kind of slide it under and slowly wiggle it off, but it is very much a set it and forget it type of a thing. Like if you want multiple different configurations, you're going to have to get multiple of these in the cores. Another nice thing about it is the core itself operates just on its own. You can use this as a phone stand or something like that. Like if you're flying and you want to use it to watch a movie on your tray table or something like that. But essentially the primary thing that I did is I just left this attached to my laptop at all times. You can see it comes out a little bit, and I did run into it sometimes where if it was like a very tight laptop sleeve, that this wouldn't fit in the sleeve with my while still attached to my laptop. So what I would do is I would just take it off. But otherwise you can just kind of open this up as you desire. You have the attachment to the laptop and you can adjust the angle that it sits at as well. So I personally, for the most part, just had my phone attached to this, and what I would do is I would angle it however I wanted to. That is something that happened to me fairly often, was actually if I wanted to angle it and it wasn't attached properly, it would kind of pop off. And then I just had to kind of replace it like that. But the magnets do feel secure despite saying that. And by that I mean, like if I shake this around, you can see like it's not going anywhere. Like it does feel like it has a really solid lock on it, or magnetize as well. With this as well, my phone doesn't like flop around or anything like that, which is really nice. And then I can kind of angle it however I want to, which comes in handy with the other functionalities as well. But what I primarily used this for was keeping it right here next to my laptop if I wanted to, there it did it again. It's like you have to kind of you can't just push it, you have to bend it. Which obviously is a learning curve I have not learned yet, but that is something to keep in mind. It gets a little bit tedious. But the largest functionality that I had here was just, I have a 13-inch laptop, which is obviously not that large. And so if I was FaceTiming with somebody and I didn't want it taking up a big chunk of my screen, I would have it on the side here. And that was really great. But they do have other accessories you can use as well. So this is a wireless charger. You put this down and then this can attach to your phone as well. The disadvantage is that it has to be plugged in. So you can either plug it in on, let's see here. This is actually, I would say the charger and the light are the most sturdy to attach. The light here, or the charger here, has to be plugged in. So you would either plug it into your laptop itself or into a wall charger. So that's something to keep in mind. It doesn't work on its own without any sort of external power. And then the light here, which has a few different lighting outputs. There's, I believe, 5 different temperatures. I'm just gonna kind of go against my hand there. It's different brightnesses, and it just kind of you can filter through them, and then you just hold and it turns off. And that's the same thing, just attaches right there. And then it also attaches to the charger if that is something that you also want to do. I like to just kind of keep these together in my bag just so that I didn't lose either of them. But the light, I would say the larger disadvantage of this kind of kit setup is that because it's so stationary, it really only functions however you set it up that first time. So like if I had to do this differently, I would have probably, instead of putting this on the right, put it on the left so that I was closer to the ports that are on my laptop, so that if I wanted to charge from my laptop, I could. Because it does come with a 5-foot charging cable for the charger or a 1-foot cable for the light. And the 1-foot cable would be nice to just kind of like pop right up there, you know? But then also with the light, if you have this attached, the light is coming very directionally, like from the right, versus if you were to put this core, let's say up at the top, then you would have light like right above your camera, and you can lift it up a little bit more or less using this. But I would say like that's kind of the biggest thing with that functionality is, I think with this kit, you can find yourself buying a lot of the accessories like over and over again, just to kind of find the right configuration, especially with this core. I wouldn't be surprised if I ended up with like 4 of them all around here. The other thing is if you want to have it compatible with a tablet or something like that, it comes with these additional attachments to stick on like the back side of your tablet. But you would need to have 2 separate core systems on the back here in order to attach your tablet like up here and down here. So, because it's just, you can't like attach it in the middle. It's just weight wise, it doesn't work out. So you would probably find yourself with a lot more attachments on the back than you would think. And then if you don't have any MagSafe compatible devices, it does come with these 2 rings. So you can stick these like on the back of any phone case, whether you have an Android or you just have an older iPhone that's not MagSafe compatible. So you have a couple of different configurations that you can do, but it does feel very sturdy despite the fact that it ended up like popping off a couple of different times. Like that did happen fairly frequently, but I never felt like my devices were at risk of falling off when they were actually attached and settled in. It was more of during like the adjustment periods. If you're finding this video helpful, hit subscribe so we can keep making content to help you travel smarter. So in terms of packability, like I mentioned before, it's not like the largest thing in the world. It's not sticking out a ton, but I did find myself just kind of worried that like when I was sliding it into a laptop sleeve that it would like, catch on the edge and pop off or something like that. Or that if it was so tight, I did have a bag that I was testing that my laptop technically could have fit in a pocket, but it couldn't because of this being attached. However, it is nice that you can just really pop it off whenever you want to. I also like that all of these accessories go together very, very well. So theoretically, you could just put like this package into your bag whenever you want to. However, because this is just kind of like hanging out and chilling, I have like a really hard time detaching these 2 from each other. Like truly, this magnet for the charger is so strong. But with this button on the light, I found myself accidentally pressing it all the time, and then I would be like, why is there a light shining in my bag? And it was this light. So that's kind of hard to avoid, but worth noting. So really the best thing to compare the Edge Pro to is their Edge mount, which is just the regular Edge version. And you can see that the design is very, very different. So this with the Pro, it actually comes off of the laptop. With the regular Edge, we had this attached to the laptop. We've since removed it, but you can see there was adhesive on the bottom here. And what this is like it attaches, I guess this side here, well, it can go either side. So you would attach this to your laptop and then this comes out every single time. You can see it also only comes out to a specific angle, and so you can't make it go any further than that. And the mount itself is not removable. So once you place it, you kind of just have to like leave it there, right? So if we're gonna be looking at just, design function, I also, every time I do this, I wanna I open it, make sure it's good, and then I go from there. So I'm gonna pull this down here. They are compatible with the same type of accessories here. Like we have, this is the light for like the regular Pro. But I would say like the Edge Pro, or sorry, the regular Edge, not the Edge Pro. The regular Edge is just a little less secure. So when I have my phone attached to this, it doesn't really work as well when I have my lap or my regular phone case on here. I actually have to take my phone case off and use it without, just because I don't know if it's the phone case I have or whatever, but with this attached here, like let's say I have to hold it myself, but it feels very heavy. And then also we found that this fell off often but also just moved around often. Like if you bump it the wrong way, it just kind of moves a lot. But in this case, when I snap my phone on there, it's very secure. I mean, even if I'm tapping this, it's not really moving much. So this, with the Pro, it feels way more secure. It feels just as low profile. Honestly, you're not saving a ton of depth by getting one or the other. Like if you were to get this regular one, I think the functionality of being able to remove it is just a huge selling point, and it just feels a little bit more secure. And then you've also got, you know, the accessories that also feel secure with it. So there you have it, the Rolling Square Edge Pro full kit. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel, and we'll see you in the next one.